Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, President Trump orders full access to agency data for designated officials. And a federal judge blocks DOGE access to Social Security systems and calls for the deletion of any data they may have obtained. It's Monday, March 24th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. Federal agencies must now allow any officials designated by the president or agency leadership to have complete access to unclassified records, data, software systems, and IT systems, President Donald Trump declared in an executive order late last week. Trump's directive aims to stop waste, fraud, and abuse by eliminating information silos, requiring agency heads to, quote, ensure federal officials designated by the president or agency heads have full and prompt access to all unclassified agency records, data, software systems, and information technology systems, or their equivalents if providing access to an equivalent dataset does not delay access, for purposes of pursuing administration priorities related to the identification and elimination of waste, fraud, and abuse. That includes authorizing and facilitating both the intra- and interagency sharing and consolidation of unclassified agency records, the executive order states. The order requires agency heads to rescind or modify agency guidance that acts as a barrier to any sharing of unclassified data in or across agencies within 30 days. During that same period, agencies must also submit to the Office of Management and Budget a report on regulations governing unclassified data access, with suggestions on whether they should be eliminated or modified to achieve the executive order's goals. In other news, a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order last Thursday blocking Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from further access to any Social Security Administration systems that contain personally identifiable information. Judge Elon of the U.S. District Court for the District of Maryland also ordered that all DOGE team members associated with the organization's work at SSA, including Elon Musk and U.S. DOGE service leader Amy Gleason, must disgorge and delete all non-anonymized personal information they obtained from the agency's systems. The decision is an initial victory in the case where Democracy Forward led a group of unions and an advocacy organization in suing the Social Security Administration and its acting commissioner, Leland Dudick, for giving DOGE access to, quote, some of the nation's most sensitive data, including the financial data, employment information, medical data, and personal addresses of millions of Americans. While federal courts in other DOGE-related cases have reined in the team's ability to access certain systems, like at the Department of the Treasury, this is the first case in which a judge has ordered Musk's team to delete all data obtained in their efforts since entering government on January 20th. However, the temporary restraining order in this case is just that, a temporary injunction that will expire after 14 days unless the court takes additional action. Now the lawsuit will move for full consideration of the judge to hear the plaintiff's case for a more permanent block of DOGE's access to SSA systems. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. The Daily Scoop podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with brand new episodes. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.